Okay, right, here we are, Redaction. We're going to do a quick look at round 1 and 2 from the online draft on Saturday. Got Matt and Jez with us again.
Evening all.
Yeah.
Evening, chaps.
Oh, blimey, look at you with the fireworks.
Whoa!
What the hell's going on
What happened there?
Wow.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, it must be picking up on the thumbs up.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh!
Oh, there we go. There we go. Fireworks. Jez creating fireworks.
AI is taking over.
Yeah. So we'll have a quick look about our predictions and see how well we did. So 3 points for a gold, 1 point for a yellow. Shock horror. The person who's probably spent the most hours poring over what the top 10 might look like on the basis of should I trade up or shouldn't I? Comes out with 17 points. The next best score coming from also the other person who's probably eyeing up the top 10 massively was Chris. And then Matt and Jez put to shame by LGE, just put it together on the fly. So how you feeling about that?
I got robbed by the way I got robbed by how you did the OG in DE. You know, that would have been, that could have been 12 points.
Put to shame by LJE my arse. We've crushed him by a point.
Crushed him. Yeah. A combination, you've got 20 between you, right? So you've absolutely destroyed him. Yeah.
Only because he put his tight end 5 in that he was in love with, and he went way further down, about 20 or something, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Still loves him.
Yeah.
Still loves TE5.
Yeah, I don't know how much LJ was trying to influence, 3-time bowl winner. All you boys, you know where you should be putting your picks. I'll tell you where you should be putting your picks. And Titan 5 dropped. I still managed to pick up that wide receiver though that he was talking about, but I just didn't pick him up at number 1 or number 2 or number 3. So yeah, we definitely thought a few more RBs are going in the top 10, which didn't. A lot more wide receivers went. I think there was 5, wasn't there? 5 wide receivers went in that top 10 this season.
In the top 10, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, 5 in the top 8.
Yeah. So massive season for wide receivers. It was one of those ones where I was sitting there towards the end of the round thinking, I'm pretty sure I need to pick up another wide receiver, but a lot of them had gone. I was thinking, I'm sure there was more there, but they just went so early.
And then everyone started shitting themselves about running backs. So between picks 11 to 16, was it 1, 2, 3, 5 running backs went in 6 picks.
That's where the depth was in the draft, though, wasn't it? Running backs and receivers.
Yeah,
probably one of the best classes with it. Running back, definitely the best class I think I've ever seen in the Atlantic. Receivers, it's probably in the top 2 or 3, if not number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. It was loaded with running backs and wide receivers, and no surprise they dominated the top 20 picks.
Yeah, definitely. The only one I highlighted here was wide receiver 12 because that was one of the ones that we just didn't come up on any of the lists that we put together. 5 lists that came there, so that was the wild card that went in the top 5 based on our predictions. But yeah,
was he level 6? Was he
level 6 quality?
I think so. Let's
so on the face of it, it's one of those that on the face of it looks like a reach, but if he was scouted, it's a nice pick.
Yeah, but is it though, Jez? Because if you could have traded that down slightly and picked up another decent pick, maybe a round 2, maybe even another round 1. And still probably got him at pick 15, 16, maybe even lower than that.
Yeah, potentially, but there's always a risk that if you trade down to 12, the guy at 11 takes him, and then you've missed out on the guy you want, and then you don't get a better player. That's happened to me before, more than once.
I was going to say that sounds like somebody's bitter there.
Yeah, been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. Well, it happened to me in the second round. Not that I traded down and missed it, but I missed the guy that I had scouted by 2 picks.
Yeah, because I mean, was he one of only, was it 2 or 3 of the wide receivers that were 80? Because he actually picked one up in the, pick 5.
You pick
Was
one
that
up in the you pick one up in the second as well, yeah.
absolutely? So again, are those actually the 2 he wanted, or was that just a short list that was put together with just a list of wide receivers, and that's where they ended up? Because I think wide receiver 19, I think he was, if you looked at like the list of the other wide receivers that went, if they were quick ones, that was probably, it wasn't like it would have been around about that spot on that list if you just put them in the order of strength and on the draft order list. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that
I
was
mean,
the
we
only
can
one.
only when you're looking at the draft, we can only sort of comment on it based on what we see. We don't know if they were scouted or not. We don't know if if any of them are going to get the extra 2 levels. They might not even get the extra 2 levels even if they've been scouted yet. So that's still a bit of a punt unless you've got a what do you call it, a commercial manager.
Yeah.
So there'll be ones in there that still look like a nice pick, and are gonna and have been scouted as well. Going to get a couple of levels on them. So fair play.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tough one, because again, it's like there was a comment made during the draft. I think it was the Warriors picking the 9th, which was the 50-50 elite defensive end, level 3, and that definitely looks like a reach. I don't. That's probably the biggest one for me that I look at and I just go, why would you take him there? Why would you take him there? And somebody just said, well, if he's scouted him, then it's a blinding pick. And I think to myself, but is it though? Is it?
Oh,
Because if you're scouting and you're the only one who's got some scouting on something, and everyone else looks at that and goes, that's a 3rd round pick. If you take him in the second and go, well, I got 2 levels on him, that doesn't make it a great pick. That just means that you shot your load a little bit quickly just to make sure you did get him. Yeah. So
The thing with a player like that as well is with flat QSTs, you're going to have to pump a shed load of CPs into him to switch his quickness into 60, and or 65 possibly if he goes all the way with it, and that's going to take even more CPs, and that's going to then drain it away from the rest of your rookies, the rest of your team, the rest of last year's rookies. So you could get him to be a half decent player, but it's going to be to the detriment of the rest of your team.
yeah, I mean, I'm
yeah.
not too sure whether that would be the plan with a 50. I can see it with, like, when you pick ones up at a 60, and you can hopefully you get the 5 dev points, and then you can 65 queue them. But with a 50-50, I'm always thinking to myself, well, maybe they just want something that is flat, because they're just going to run a 3-man line with a big nose tackle, but they want some extra weight on the front line. So 50-50 kind of works. You're still getting a balance of reasonably half decent pass rush if you've got a 65 Q on the right, but you've got that added weight in the front line just in case you want to run a 3-man line and have a better chance of stopping the run as well, maybe.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
but
if he
level
maxes
3,
out on coaching, he'll end up, and he has, you know, a half average aging, he'll end up level 15, level 16.
Yeah.
If he was scouted, he'll end up level 17, level 18. So
Yeah.
nice level, but flat. So it's going to reduce. It's not going to have a massive impact on the edge. It'll have a bit of benefit on the run blocking.
Yeah.
But it's not
Yeah,
going to
but
be
is
a
it worth-
specialist player.
Is it worth it? I'm sure. And when I looked at the draft, I don't know. You can go to the defensive end class that's left, Greg. But I'm sure there's a quality level 7, similar QSTs. You know, you could do that in 1 season rather than 2 seasons. I might be dreaming though. I might be dreaming.
Yeah, there's Les Ferdinand still there. 60Q.
Level
No,
4 though,
no,
not level 7.
Level 4. No, I thought there was a level 7 somewhere. No, but even a level 7 journeyman.
You've been dreaming about quality level 7 defensive ends in your.
There's a
Even a level
55.
7 journeyman, you can get him up to a level 11 with nothing happening. And a half decent agent is level 13. That's 1 season's coaching rather than 2.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
And
don't.
stick him on a dev squad and get him to a 60. It's
Yeah.
you don't know. But yeah, it was a bit of a strange one. But again, that's the scouting thing. It's like, it's a great feeling when you pick them up. I managed to grab a couple of my scouted players, missed out on a couple. But again, I think I picked them up at a spot where it might not look that obvious. So pick number 15 in round 2 was Sally, and he was scouted. So that felt kind of around about the right spot for him. And the other one was another CB, which was Sappington, which he dropped to 26. So
Oh, you only get the 1 level on him though. That's a shame.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So let's have a look at round 1 again. So we've got another question mark around number 17. Bartlesham, another quick OG. You know how much we love those. I mean, we've been passing around. What was his name? I've forgotten him already.
Oh yeah, I have as well.
Oh, what was the name of the guard?
Trivago or something.
Tramelane. That's it. Tramelane.
That's it.
So yeah. So I picked him up, and then you sent me an offer. I was like, yeah, okay. So so he's sitting now with the Spartans, but yeah. So OG2, a quick OG. Maybe I'm just missing something.
I like a quick OG. I'm not taking one in the middle of the first round.
Yeah, we're getting a pattern there. I think it was pick 18 last season. Now we've got pick 17. So maybe someone.
So they're moving up.
They are. I had a look around some of the other drafts as well, and I did see quite a few going early as well. So maybe there's. We're no experts here anyway, so I'm sure there's lots of others who can probably give us the lowdown on what we're missing out. Or
one person's rubbish is another person's treasure.
Exactly. So speaking about that, you wanted to talk about pick 19, Matt.
Yeah, well, it's just a bit of a. This is an elite player, but it's you got to put a lot of work into him. I presume you haven't scouted him, so you just took him because he was elite and you thought that was the right position for it. But you're just gonna stick 5 on him and stick him at right tackle.
Yeah,
I'm the opposite. I love that pick because you'll get a load of levels in him. He'll be level 19, level 20 after 2 seasons. And if it was me with that pick, he'd be going straight on the D squad. He'd come out at 65 Q. He'd be a pure left tackle, level 19, 20. He'll eat a lot of CPs, but you'll get a really, really nice player out of it.
yeah.
Greg hasn't got a lot of CPs though, has he?
No,
No,
that's the problem.
That's the issue. That is the issue. So
Yeah, no.
Rain.
At pick 19, I thought for the level and the coaching bonuses, I probably will stick him on the dev squad, but I won't spend on him. If he comes out at 60, great. But yeah, my intention is he's going to sit on the right hand side. He's going to have a little bit more strength maybe on the right, because I've picked up that run flat running back. So
you got
some
two. You got two of them. You got two of them.
yeah. So picking him up, if he doesn't get this 65, not too bad, but should get hopefully, fingers crossed with the coaching, he goes mega level and he's going to look good on that offensive line.
Talk me through your second run flat running back that you picked up after picking up the first. Surely you must have other gaps to fill rather than another running back that's the same.
Yeah, you see, I really started to struggle when I
He's
got
trading
down.
him out.
Pick 29,
That
pick
was
30, and pick 32.
Jez, before he starts, he took 5 minutes over that pick. 5 minutes.
Did you shit yourself,
Not
Greg?
he took 5 minutes over that pick, and it was
Because we've all
me
done
and
it.
Alex hurricane him at the same time.
Yeah, it was very hard. It was very hard to concentrate while everyone was asking me why I was taking so long. But I'd got to that point where actually a lot of the players I was looking at, I thought to myself, oh, I could do with another defensive man, but I'd already picked up 7 of them. So I was like, I need to get something on offense, and for me, pick 30 for me is a cover pick because I literally do not have anything else at RB. I may trade him out. I'm going to see how he ages, make a decision at that point. But pick 29, pick 30, and pick 32, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these 3, with what's left here and what I want to fill. It was an absolute fucking nightmare trying to come up with something. And to be honest, the only reason 32 is that centre is because who was it? It was Bob, wasn't it, at the Comets? Is it Bob? It is Bob, isn't it?
Bob's at the comments.
Bob
Yeah.
Speakman, yeah.
What did Bob do?
So Bob said, he goes, do you want to take the 2 picks I've got in round 2, and I'll have that pick at 32? And I said, yeah, okay, let's do that. I don't know why I said that, because I couldn't make a decision for one at pick 32. So God knows why I thought I'd be able to make a pick 11 picks later and another 24 picks later. But it took the pressure off me right there and then. And I think he might have. He definitely wanted the centre, so he wanted to get in there and make sure he got him. Because that was a weak class, wasn't it? There was like maybe 2 centres that were half decent.
Yeah,
I think that centre was scouted as well. So I reckon that was his scouted player as well. So I reckon that's level 8.
No, so he's not come out of college, so it's just
20? Oh,
yeah. So it's just it's just literally he probably needs a centre. He probably needs one now, and that is literally the only one in show this season that's half decent. So yeah, but I mean, I don't like the IB I picked up. The RB is, you look at that and you go, wow, it looks like a luxury pick. He's already picked up a, you know, a good run flat running back.
Picking
So
up backups at the bottom of the first round.
yeah, absolutely.
That running back, you could have done with that being a receiver, but obviously they were all the decent receivers had gone at that point. You know, you'd have had 2 receivers then,
Yeah,
but they'd all
yeah.
gone.
So and that's the thing. It was kind of, do I pick up another running back at level 7, or is it that wide receiver Saturn that went at number 5 in the second round, who's level 5 quality? And I think again that for me that was like a lot of those players I was looking at. I was like, I need them, but I don't. If I take them now, they're a reach. So
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
it's kind of like, if I can pick something else up that's maybe tradable, I can see how aging goes on a couple of them, see what happens.
I'd have thought
And
in
go
your
from there.
situation though, you'd have opted for a lower level but quality though, because you need the coaching boost to get the most out of so many rookies.
Yep,
But
yep, yeah,
or just trade them all out and have 21 picks in next draft.
yeah. I'll start again. Because yeah, the OB that you thought were reasonably good picks there. I was umming and
Yeah, I
ahhing
like the
over.
OBs.
Well, I was umming and ahhing over OB1 and OB7, and so it's like higher level, perfect QST, but he's a J man. But like Jez says, in that situation, I'm sitting there thinking, well, actually, should I take OB4 because he's quality, he's a couple of levels lower, but hopefully he's. I think with 2 levels difference, it'll probably even itself out over a season. But yeah, it was definitely sweaty brow time from pick
When you've got
29, 30, and
when your
32.
picks are spaced out, it's not so bad because you've got time to think in between. But when you've got 6 picks out of 7, or even more, 7 picks out of 9. I know you ended up not having the 32 in the end, but yeah. So 6 when you're picking 6 out of 7, then it's like, oh, another one. Oh, another one. Who do I pick this one? Let's get a
But to be
backup
fair,
running back.
but to be fair to Greg though, he was also running the draft, so you don't always get. You know, I'm presuming he's not got time to. I mean, I was just looking through my shortlist all the time. You know, I mean, I've only got one. I only had one pick, but
He was
I could
running
just
the
look at it
draft
and go, yeah, I'm
in
going to do
more
that.
ways than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit it was a bit tricky. Didn't get that kind of, step away, have a think, have a check. It was literally on the fly. I definitely had.
Your war room literally was a war room.
It was mad.
Grenades flying everywhere.
Yeah, I saw Kendall had 7 picks over in the first round in the Delta. So I sent him a little message beforehand. I hear you got picks. But yeah. So anything else you want to cover off in that first?
No.
No, the first is all right. The only pick I really, really hate is in round 2 was the kicker at the Cyclones picked up. Still a level 9 kicker available, and he's picked up was it level 5?
Level
Level
4
4?
Level 4.
quality.
Level 4 quality.
Yeah, yeah. 2 wide receivers and a
Now,
kicker.
even if he's scouted, you should still pick the level 9. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
Don't know.
that was not nice. And funnily enough, we'd just been saying to Jez, oh, there's a strength play when you're coming in round 2, first pick in a draft, and you're going to take a quick OG because you just want to beef up your special teams. It's like, oh, that's a statement right there. It's like I don't need anything apart from just rookies to put on my special teams.
Just
that's
a bit of
statement.
special team. Yeah, just topping up the special teams, really. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
And then instantly kick 4 goes, and you're like, okay.
To be honest, I was holding my breath at that point because I had putts scouted,
Mm-hmm.
and he was dropping and dropping. I thought, I'm going to get him here. I'm going to get him. And then bloody Ken goes in and swipes him 2 picks before he dropped to me. So I was left scrambling around at that point, just looking to see what was left. And I like a quick guard at that point. So, and he's level 8, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah.
He's a bit of me.
Yeah. Was that wide receiver strongly scouted, or was that just some scouting? Were you the only person on it?
No, I think he was just scouted. I think it was just me.
Okay. Because there were a few, weren't there, coming into this draft where there was some strong scouting on RBs and wide receivers.
I was thinking he's level 5, so keep dropping. I know he's Q, so someone's going to pick him up at some point, but keep dropping 2 more, because level 7 Q at that point in the draft would have been very nice.
Yeah.
But wasn't to be.
Yeah. So
damn you, Ken.
So what do we reckon of the Nighthawks draft then? So they were picking at number 1, and they also then took at number 1 in the second, number 3 in the second, 14, and then 32 as well. So again, he's early days in a rebuild.
Some solid players. Nothing wrong with that wide receiver. Obviously, he took it at number 1, but he was just solid players. Yeah.
I thought the safety that you picked first in the second round went a bit high, only 50 quick. I'd have taken the DT that he took at 3 at 1, but he got him at 3 anyway. So
yeah, because there were only those were the DT1 and DT2 were the nicest DTs I think in the draft.
Yeah.
I did contemplate on when I had this block of 24 to 27 to just take both of them together, but then didn't. So I think that's a nice pickup. Pick 3 in round 2.
Yeah. Nice pick. Sharks picked the wonky QST quarterback with all the attributes, and leader 3. Leader 3 is big, so I think that held a lot of weight there over the wonkiness of the QSTs.
Yeah, scouted as well.
But he also took the tight end though, didn't he? He took the tight end as well though, didn't he?
He did.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. He got profit.
Yeah, and he picked up the flat running back Alcala as well. So he's a 60Q quality.
All in on offense.
Level 6. Yeah. Which again, 2 picks before, I'm picking up a level 7, same. So he's got to be happy at 15. Again, that depth of class just meant you didn't really have to panic too much. It's like if you're like, oh, well, that level 7, oh well, I'll have to take the level 6. Yeah, tight end 5. So he must have definitely been listening to the Redaction draft review. He's picked up the tight end and he's picked up the quarterback, but he has scouted him. So that's a level.
Yeah, and as Lee showed for the last 3 seasons, you can do great things with a quarterback with wonky QSTs. So
yeah, I mean he's not.
He gets him to level 20 with leader 3 and a bit of experience under his belt. It's not necessarily going to matter what his QSTs are.
No, absolutely. I mean and to be honest, he's not that wonky. With those attributes as well.
What do you mean not that wonky? That's about as wonky as it gets.
Nah, I disagree. I think if you if he puts him on dev squads and maybe takes the 5 off of the Q and sticks it on the S, and you've got a 50-30, that's a good enough deep threat of a quarterback for the perfect QSTs, high level wide receivers he's can have there he's throwing to. I think that's okay from a quarterback perspective. Wonky for me is when they're the quick ones or the fast ones, and you've got the lower levels, the 30s and the 25s on the S and in the T.
Well, that's what Smitheroff is, isn't he?
Yeah. So
The fellow who's just won 3 bowls back to back.
yeah.
So
Yeah. And Stuart's got that Res 2 as well, or RE2. So maybe those 2 picks tell us the Sharks are going to be playing ace. But they seem
did like it. Alex then realised at the bottom of the second, he realised that he's just gone all in on offence. So he picks up a nice little outside linebacker at the end there.
Yep. Yeah. He did like the name as well, Wonder Guns.
Wonder Guns, yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't he level 4 or something?
He is level 4, yeah. Level 4.
Level
quality.
4 in the second. Ooh. I don't like that. Level 4.
But it looks really good
Quality
against
though, perfect QSTs, quality.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with
I know.
And it looks really good, a pick after a level 4 kicker. So, you almost miss it because you're like, level 4 kicker. Ooh, that OB doesn't look too bad,
One of the nicest picks in the second, I think, was Mariner's pick at 16.
Yeah.
Picking Beard, level 5, perfect right end, quality. That's a nice pick at that point in the draft.
Yeah, and potentially scouted as well, maybe.
I think he said he was scouted. Sure, he said it in the draft.
If he's scouted, even better if he is scouted.
Absolutely, and that for me is that's a good scouting. You look at that and you think, that looks like a good pick at that point in time, and then
it's a good pick at level 5.
Yeah, and so that's the thing for me. When we go back to the Warriors at number 9 and the level 3 elite, you're just like, even scouted. Yeah. Take him at 13 and maybe it looks a little bit more okay. But I don't know.
Yeah.
The picks at 19 and 20 are interesting because they're both offensive guards, both matching QSTs. But the one that went first is a level 6 journeyman. The one that went second is a level 5 quality.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would always pick the level 5 quality over a level 6 journeyman that was identical, because you've got the same the opportunity to get them to the same level. You've got both to level 10, but you've got more of a chance, even though you've got to get him up one more level. You've got more of a chance with the quality bonus, coaching bonus, of getting the level 5 quality guy up to 10. I think that's my take on that. Or what would you guys do? Would you rather start with a level higher, even though it's a journeyman, rather than quality, or?
No, I take the quality.
You would as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I take the quality.
Yep. Yeah, for me.
Now, if the quality, if the journeyman had got an attribute, probably take the journeyman, but he hasn't.
I think for quality, it's maybe a 2 level. You'd maybe say is the equivalent level and a half to level 2. So that would make him slightly more attractive than the journeyman for that one for me. I mean, that's
Another really nice pick was Magpie's pick at 27. That pure 60 quick safety, level 5 quality. Really nice pick at 27 in the second.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one to pull out. Especially as well when you look at, I think there was one went a lot earlier as well, wasn't there? Yeah, it's the level 6, 55.
Yeah, terrible.
55. Yeah.
10. So when you're picking up something similar, another 20 picks back, you're thinking, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Not saying your pick's bad, Matt. I think it's still a good pick, but when you then look
but
at that, you
my
think,
pick was my pick was scouted though, so I don't care. It was level 8.
2 reach is reach. But when you
Ah,
put
well,
that comparison, you
Yeah,
think,
it's
oh,
bad,
that's nice.
Matt.
nah, I thought my safety would go somewhere between 10 and 20 in the second, and somehow managed to get hold of the 10. So I was like, I'm going to take him if he's there. And if he wasn't there, I was going to just take best player available.
See, I can hear some of the coaches that are listening to this are screaming at us. I've got him scouted. You don't know I've got him scouted. You're saying it's a reach, and that may well be the case. We don't know, so we can only comment on it. And also, I'm absolutely sure that some of these players have been picked with the intention of going on the D squad, because they might they might not have quite the QSTs that make them into a really nice player. Stick another 5 or 10 on one of those, and it actually makes them into a really nice pick in the second round, or even in the first, wherever they've gone here. So we'll wait and see. But the picks that you want are the ones with the QSTs that don't need adjusting, because then they don't drain your CPs. But they're the ones that everyone wants. So sometimes you've just got to flex and take what you can, and then deal with them after that.
Yeah. What's your thought on tight end 1? Because I'm always a little skeptical of those kind of QSTs on a tight end.
You can use tight ends like that, though, can't you? I mean, again, he might go on the D squad, and he might want a tech tight end. So stick another 5 or 10 on the tech, turns into a nice player. He might want a dual zone. He might want a strong in tech. So if he switches, put 5 from tech into strength, and he goes 20, 40, 40, then you've got a pocket knife tight end there. Where if you get him his level up high enough, and he's starting on 8, so it's a good platform, then he's got some good use there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be going on the D squad. It'd be going on the D squad and getting an extra 5 on the tech.
I think he'll go for tech.
They've liked short zone, so he'll be going straight on the D squad, I would suspect.
Yeah, always a funny one for tight ends. Those, I mean, I had one on the Spitfires squad, traded them in reasonably early, and they stuck around. I think it was Britain was the fella. He stuck around. He did a decent enough job. He was an elite 1. He was a 45 tech. Still managed to do the job. So reasonably good at level 8, I guess, at that point in round 2.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to de-squad him and get him up to 50, 55 tech, but starting at level 8, he's going to end up being a nice player.
Yeah.
You go up the draft there at Tiger's pick at 7, that centre. You could say that's a bit of a reach, but if you need a centre, the draft class on centres was so poor.
Yeah.
Then if you really need a centre, then you've got to take one high, because there's going to be another couple of teams that need a centre. Once he's gone, you're then into level 5 Dross. So Dross, but significantly different starting point from level 8.
Yeah, and I'm right in thinking as well, you can't actually dev squad tech off of centres, can you?
No, they've got to have minimum 5.
I know, but all them ones at like 15 and 20, you can't change.
Yeah, I don't
You can only
think you
move the
can.
quickness and strength. You can't take it off the technique.
Yeah. So if you
Oh,
wanna,
really?
yeah. So if you wanna
Yeah.
actually just,
Oh,
I think that's the case anyway. I think that is with them. So yeah. So you can't even pick up like a 10 tech center and go, well, that's okay. I'll take 5 off of that and put it somewhere else. And then, so again, you're not going to see many centers go that much higher that have got it all on the tee, because I think there's a couple in this draft that they're on that 20 tech and 15 tech side of things, and
It's a long snapper all day.
good long snappers.
long
Yeah.
snappers, yeah.
The other pick I really liked in that second round is King's pick at 12. Pure left tackle, maybe level 5 journeyman, but leader 3. Love that.
Hold on a minute. This is the redaction. We can't praise Clay for a pick. Not allowed.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
sure.
well that's it. That's all. That's all I'll say about Clay's pick then.
So
Well done,
what
Clay. Love that
so,
one, mate.
so what are you getting? What are you getting on that one leader? On that side, with it being an OT. What is it you love about that leadership on a
You get
offensive lineman?
you get don't you get trench warfare boosts on that?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
you
mean,
do.
leadership is one of these things that it's a bit of unknown. You don't know exactly how much it influences the game, but if a game's tight, and from what my understanding of it is that if a game's tight, particularly sort of fourth quarter, key decisions will tend to go your way rather than the oppos if you've got a bit of leadership. So he's a pure left tackle, 65 quick anyway. So he might be level 5 journeyman, but he hasn't got to mess around with his QSTs, so we can just pump whatever CPs into him without D-squadding, and no one's going to take that leadership away from him. If he plays him in some games in his rookie season, he's got a chance of sticking a PBL on there. So yeah, I love that. I think that's a really nice pick.
I'd put that player on the D squad and get the extra level in.
No, I'd play him.
What?
Play him and see if you can get 1 or 2 attributes.
You can't play a level 5 left tackle.
You can bring him on at the end.
Bring him on. You bring him on at the end, but he'd get murdered if he went in.
Oh yeah.
Against the starters. So I'd put him on the D squad, to be honest. Depends what else you pick up, but I'd be tempted to get the extra level into him.
Yeah, because the thing with the leadership as well for me is, like, if it's on an IB or if it's on a defensive end, then you get set signature stance, and those are the things that they can help you. And I think it's probably you get a bit shortchanged on offense because there's no signature stances on any of the leadership positions. I don't think there are any on. I'll change that to there aren't. I don't think there are, because again, it's the
Hedge
redaction.
your
We're not
bets.
experts. But yeah, you don't get anything on those, and it does make me wonder, like, because I think that is great. There's leadership 3 on an offensive tackle, but what could that signature stance be?
It's got to be, but it's got to be good, right? Because leadership is quite rare anyway. Leader 1 is rare, so leader 3 got to be good.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying it's bad, but again, it's one of those ones. I think you get leadership.
No, but it's got to be good, right?
Yeah.
I like it anyway, Clay. Nice pick by the Kings.
We'll see.
Signature stands for a left tackle, brick wall.
Brick wall.
Not getting past it. Not getting past him.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I had a thought in my head when I was because the thing I think the elites and the qualities are great. I think the things they've done on the aging for college players coming in at lower levels, I think that's great because again you've got that, when you get down to like the lower end, and if you're picking up college players at level 2, there's a chance of them popping by 3, all of that sort of thing going on. So I think that's great. But I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be great if there were players that came through that were elite potential, but you didn't know? So it's like completely hidden potential, where actually they're elite players, except it doesn't tell you they are. And you only find out once you get to the point where you've coached a player and he goes to pop number 4, and then you go to coach it the next week and he's still there. Because when you max out your players, they just don't show up on the list.
So that's the equivalent of having a player in your facility that you're coaching week in, week out, that you're seeing, and you don't know how good he is.
And you just think, wow, this guy's got hidden potential, right? And so, if you coach that player and that through that season and they get to 4, they don't disappear off your coaching and you go, oh, it looks like I've got a hidden potential guy here. And you get the same, the options to go another 2 levels like you would do with an elite. Now, if somebody doesn't coach that player or only coaches them 3 times because they think they're a journeyman, then the following season, it pops the Q on it. Or it pops the elite on it. And then you go, hang on a minute, he wasn't elite. Oh, no, I've just, So, you're going to get some quality coaching percentage chances on him as opposed to like just a J-man. But I was just thinking, because I was thinking to myself, that might be reasonably easy because you wouldn't have to change any of the code apart from just don't show that he is an elite, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
The sadistic side of me says yes, do that, but also have some draft bus as well. So some, one of the odd potential for an elite or a quality, to actually only be a journeyman.
Oh, can you imagine that? Imagine if you selected an elite with the 2nd or 3rd pick of the draft, and they dropped into your roster as a journeyman.
Well,
You imagine how much would get broken in your house.
But that's the thing though, right? Is you wouldn't know. Yeah. But you do know that you've got an elite player coming in. And let's face it, coaching doesn't guarantee that that player is going to pop 6 levels. And if you want to make sure he does, you pump a lot into him. Yeah. So you've got if you don't show anybody that these are potentially elite players and they come in and you just think you've picked up a journeyman and you coach them normally, you might not actually find they've got that hidden potential until the next season. Because you might not have got to 4, you might have thought, well, I'll just put 4 into it, 3 into it, 5 into it, whatever. If he pops, he pops. And sometimes you get those ones every now and again where they're a journeyman, but they just go every week. And you're just like, oh, he's doing really well. What play did I have him on? Because I'm not going to change anything because he's popping like a dream. But to then get to that point where you'd be like, oh, he's done 4, why is he still there? Oh, got myself somebody who's a little bit better than I thought they were.
I mean, fundamentally, I'm surprised we've managed to pick apart these first 2 rounds as much as we have, because it's actually a pretty decent round. There's not a lot you can, sort of really say, well, that's a massive reach, because there's potential in all of them. There's future players in all of these here. I mean, those 2 guards that are picked out, they're going to end up the same level, and they were 1 pick after the other. So it's you're splitting hairs in it. They're both viable picks at that point in the draft. And like we were saying as well, some of these others are going to be scouted. Some of them have got plans to go on the D squad. 2 good rounds as far as I can see.
Yeah, I agree. The only big ones there, I think, were the ones at number 9 and number 29 in the second. And the reason that there's probably not that many stars on there is because, like you say, everything looks pretty good. There's nothing that really jumps out. You just go, you know, that's an absolute steal. Because it's pretty solid drafting all round.
Yeah.
The only interesting thing is that Kendall's got his first round pick on the trade board already at 10. So was that a bit of a reach? Was it didn't quite set my shortlist right, or change of plan?
Was he too busy in the Delta?
He
With all these picks in the Delta.
basically just set a shortlist. He didn't even come into the Atlantic run. So
Yeah, no, he didn't show up, did he? Never mind. Right, not showing the Atlantic any love. Never mind. Right, that's that then. I think that'll do us for today. Did you want to have a look to see if have a quick shifty at what you think's going number 1 in round 3?
Yeah, show us your shortlist, Greg.
You can see my shortlist. I haven't played around with it.
it don't matter. He ain't got any picks till round 5, I don't think.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I tell you, do you want an interesting stat? Because I was looking and being bored when I was waiting for you two to turn up.
Go on in.
Only 25 teams have picked up a player so far in the draft. 7 has not picked up a player yet. No,
That's because one team's
that's
got
how
all the
bored I
bloody
was.
picks.
You can tell I'm in a Premier Inn again tonight, can't you?
Oh yeah, dipping in and out. Still better than Lee's connection last week. But there we go. I don't think I have anything in a particular order at the moment. There we go. Tight end 6 is sitting pretty at the top of mine at the moment.
Aye, there's two techie wide
Look at that.
receivers at level 6 as well.
Yeah.
D11 level 4 quality. Nice attributes already. So stick him a season on the D squad, get that 60 to 65. He'll go quick.
Yeah. If anybody is thinking about picking him up early, let me know. I got him scouted. We'll do a deal. Yeah. Well, yeah. Punter 1. Definitely looking like that might go.
Yes. Look at that. 60S. Boom. Literally. Boom.
But the other thing as well is we've still got 2 level 9 quarterbacks sitting on there as well. So again,
Dual zone.
those going at round 3 isn't going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a deferred
Yeah,
level.
they're going round 5.
So in effect,
Round
that's
5.
two level pick, level 10 quarterbacks sitting there, right? The level 9 cornerback, mixed QST still on there. What else was there? A quick defensive tackle. Another strong IB with leadership. They keep putting the leadership on the strong IBs, don't they? So, bit strange. There's still inside linebacker 15.
Another
60 quality.
Another guard with 3 leadership.
Yep.
Strong-ish.
Yep. Nice quirky defensive end. 65, 25, 10. Still sitting there. That's probably round 4-ish. This safety's still looking good. 35, 20, 45. That would be a good pickup from round 3 going onwards. And still another level 6 OT sitting there. So it's looking good for round 3.
There's a level 6 tech wide receiver there as well.
Yep.
There's 2 techie wide receivers.
Yeah. Quick ones went quick. The techie ones were left there.
And a quick tight end.
Yep. I thought he had an attribute, that one, but maybe I was. Oh yeah, it doesn't show up on the shortlist, does it? Does it? Don't know. No.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, I can't remember which one I was looking at.
That tech titan will go quickly. Nichols.
Yeah, I think he'll go in the top 3. To be honest, the 2 techie receivers would have normally gone in the first or second round. It's just because
Yeah.
but one to drop to round 3, you know, there's
Yeah, I mean,
usually there's a shortage of them. Yeah.
John Bubblesbath is still there, Matt.
Long QST for me.
I mean, even getting down to the end of round 3 and round 4, picking up these wide receivers, level 4, all good quick QSTs. It's a great class for wide receivers if you're looking
You
for
can
those.
overlook QSTs for a name like John Bubblesbath, Matt. Come on.
Yeah, and Wes
You
Bloody.
know, I'm not saying no. I'm just haven't got a pick to the middle of the 4th. So you know,
Yeah.
you might
He'll
have
be
gone
there.
by then. You might have already picked him up by then, Jez. Yeah.
No, look, there's four better receivers than him already. He'll be there in the 4th.
So look at the cornerback class. What was that?
Everyone's picked a receiver by now anyway.
Nah, not at all. That was a horrible class for
I still
cornerbacks.
I still need to pick a cornerback up. Yeah. Cornerback's still got to be drafted by the Stampede yet.
You just drafted in a level 21 cornerback. You don't need another cornerback.
No comment.
No comment. Right. Okay. Well, let's leave it on that then.
Champagne.
We've managed to stretch that one and make a right meal of first 2 rounds, and having a look at that. So we'll end it there. All right. I shall maybe see you on Saturday for round 3, 4, and 5. I'll be there running that one. Hope a few more people turn up. And I don't have to make any picks. I don't have to. I've got 1 pick. I've only got one. So I'm going to just be sitting back, relaxing, and just giving Alex loads of hassle like he did for me towards the end of the first round, just to put him under a little bit of pressure. All right. Thanks, fellas. Speak to you later.
All right.
Cheers, guys.